basically what they're saying is that if we're investing time with kids, then what we're doing has to have a literature base as working for what it is that we're trying to deal with. No more hippotherapy. No more doing these things that don't work. And then it also recognizes that because we're doing progress monitoring, just because something has a research base as being effective, has anyone ever found a program that has worked for every kid? No. Doesn't work. So because we're doing progress monitoring, even though we have a research-based program, we're going to be able to see, something, we've been in this for 3 weeks now, and we're flatlining. We've got to do something different. Okay. How do I know if it's research-based? If you're looking at materials these days, all test publishers are paying attention to what's coming out of the U.S. these days in terms of these requirements. So if you're looking at it, you're going to know. There's going to be no ambiguity about what am I supposed to do now? It clearly defines what do you do as a teacher during this intervention, and what do you these are interventions that you might be either purchasing or have developed at your own, but they have to have these characteristics. If you're not there, and I show up that day, and I'm going to cover for you, I should somehow be able to provide that intervention, not as good as you, because you're much well-versed in it, but at least in the same way, consistently. Okay? Most of them, now we're going to have measures of fidelity and integrity. And these are checklists that say where someone can come in. Now, this is very foreign, we're going to chat about this after lunch, to schools. Except in your training, most of the time in schools, we do not have our peers or supervisors. It's rare that they come in, they observe us, engage in specific activities, and give us feedback about the details of that specific activity. Is that accurate up here too? The last time that happened to me, I was in psychologist school. And probably you folks too, where you have to videotape yourself and do all these things and you get feedback. That's gone by the wayside. It's not part of our practice. But now, it needs to become part of the practice to make sure that we're doing what we're doing with kids right. We cannot waste any of our time with kids in providing services that should have a desired outcome but are not because we're not quite doing it right. Again, they're good directions. We should know how to do it and what to do. Field tested means, and iterative revisions means that whatever the intervention is, that they've placed it out there, they've worked the bugs out is what they're talking about. That they think, oh, wait a minute, this didn't work as well, or that didn't work as well. And now what you're getting is the final product, not a research piece. It has to be something that fits within your school. If it's something, if it's an intervention that requires 3 hours per week, 5 days a week, is that going to fit in most of our public schools? No. And then, last, this is a no-brainer, but it has to have good outcomes. It has to have research to say this thing works.